Hello and welcome to the FIAT IFTA World Conference 2015 taking place in Vienna at the Technical Museum. We do have a very interesting member here coming all the way from India. Hello and welcome to Vienna.
Thank you so much.
What are your biggest incentives to be here at the FIAT IFTA World Conference 2015 here in Vienna? What are your expectations?
So FIAT IFTA, as all of us know, this is the world's largest forum of archives, and you can't find a better place than this to meet and interact with people who are in charge of archives, who think about archives, who value archives, who care about heritage. And so it's always good to come and talk to those people, understand what they are thinking, what is their process of thinking, how they are going about it. And that was my biggest incentive to come here. And of course I was speaking, so that was another incentive.
What are the biggest challenges that MediaGuru is facing at the moment, also maybe with regards to the audiovisual culture?
So MediaGuru does 2-3 kind of business. One business, of course, is large-scale digitization of content and management of content. And I have been telling people that digitization of content is very, very critical, but management of that content or the content that is being produced on a daily basis is equally critical, because the legacy content, the amount of legacy content world has is nothing compared to the amount of content world is producing on a daily basis. And if you don't manage this content which is being produced on a daily basis, it will become a much larger problem than what we have at hand. So it's important to look at the digitization of content, but equally important to look at how do you really manage the content that you are generating on a day-to-day basis. Also very critical that digitization and management is not enough. How do you do this entire process so that you can make money, a lot of money? And that is very, very critical to any company, to make money out of the money that you have invested in this process.
Now we are currently in a digital transition, you can say. Our society generates an increasing amount of content nowadays. How are we possibly able to cope with this, and which crucial decisions need to be taken into consideration in order to face this digital journey unharmed?
So thanks to young people like you, that we are producing a lot of content on a daily basis, a lot of digital content on a daily basis. And as I said, that most of the content will find its place in terms of digital, whether they are usable, they are not usable. But from a broadcaster's point of view, so this was more about user-generated content, but the content we are talking about is broadcast content. Their broadcasters will have to look at A, what is the kind of content they must keep. So there has to be a very informed decision on that. B, if that content has to be kept, what has to be done with that content? So that what do you do with that content, that content becomes a money revenue generator for you. It's just not sitting somewhere in the basement, and I call it $1 billion in the basement, that you don't even know what you have, like our rooms, our storerooms. We don't even know what we left 3 years ago. And this is exactly the scenario with broadcasters. So they need to look at what is the content they want to keep, how they want to use it, how they want to manage it, and eventually how they want to monetize it.
And which expectations do you have from the FIAT IFTA 2015, and specifically related to MediaGuru?
So I come from India, so we don't live on expectations. In India, we have our spiritual book called Gita. Gita says just do your work and no expectation. So primarily no expectation, but on a broader sense, I would really expect that FIAT IFTA should be able to tell its member, and of course it does a good job in that, and impress upon them that digitization is the key. Management of the content is maybe more important, and let's look at the monetization of content. When they will start looking at these 3 components of the content, I'm sure it will be much more valuable.
Thank you so much, Mr. Salil, for your time. And are you traveling back tonight?
Yes, now actually.
Now, actually, well, then I have a pleasant journey back home.
Thank you very
Thank you
much.
for your
Thank you.
time.
Thank you for your